Hello everyone, welcome back. This video is long overdue. I know a lot of you have asked for a tutorial for this ship build. My apologies that it took so long, but it is finally here. I finally got to do it. And so I am preparing this guide just to build this ship. I'll give you all the pre-requirements, all the mods that I'm using, everything that you need to have before doing this build. I'm gonna try to make it as detailed, as simple to follow as possible, so the video might be a little bit long. And it is just a build guide. I am not doing a tour or overview of the ship because I already did that. If you are interested in watching that video, I'll put the link in the description. So before you get started, these are all the mods that you're gonna need, and I am using all creations mods, so you are able to build this on PC and Xbox. I am not using third-party Nexus mods or anything like that. First, all ship parts unlocked by Avontech. This is so that you can have access to all the parts in one location, with the exception of Derretech. We're gonna cover that later. Of course, Avontech Shipyards by Chaos Nerve, Derretech by Derek M17X, Glowing Ship Modules, Project by Inquisitor Overhauls. Of course, Matilija Aerospace, we're doing version 6 by Eric John, Shipbuilding Tweaks by Avontech to remove the limits of shipbuilding since this is going to be an oversized ship build, Ship Extension by Bloodworth, and last but not least, Tiger Shipyards Overhaul by Valerio Joel. Also make sure that your skills when it comes to piloting skills as well as ship design skills are a rank 4. Another thing to keep in mind, when I built this ship, it was before the Derretech update, so I had all the Derretech parts in my landing bay. Now, after the update, Derretech made all the parts exclusive for their headquarters, so you're gonna have to go there, and I'm gonna give you a list of Derretech parts that you need to get and just add them onto the ship that you're planning to use to build this on. And those are the parts from Derretech that unfortunately you're gonna have to go to their headquarters and to get it. I'll put the planet as well as the solar system that you have to go in the screen as well. I'm pretty sure I did not miscount these parts, but if you want to be safe, feel free to add an extra part just in case. Once you've done that, we actually can do all the building in your landing pad so that you have access to all the other parts and don't have to be going around back and forth. Alright, with all that said, let's get started with the building. Alright, I have the ship split into different sections, and that's how we're going to build it. We're gonna go section by section, and at the end, we're gonna just put those major sections all together. Kind of like, I guess, building a mech robot, right? You do the torso, then you do the head, the arms, etc., etc. And at the end, we're gonna put it all together. So we're going to start with the middle. And we're gonna start with kind of this section. We're gonna then move on to this section and to the other section. So don't worry about everything else, we're gonna get to each of those. And hopefully, this makes everything a little bit easier. So let's just start with this section here. And what I have here, we can start with this part first, the major part. And this is 3x3x1. This is the Matilija Aerospace Modifiable Engineering Bay. So you will find this one under hubs. If you go under hubs, you're gonna look for that 3x3x2, which is here, right? The second one on the list, that is the engineering bay. And once you have that, I put 2 portholes on each side. If you like windows, feel free to add those as well. Otherwise, you can skip that. And then we're gonna put some of the stuff at the top. So we have here, this is the Avontech plating. And this is a structure part that you're gonna find under structures. So you will go, I think Avontech shows up a little bit after Tiger and some of the other parts, which is here, and you have a couple of variants, but we're using the one that goes on top. And in front of the plating, we have a weapon. And of course, below the weapon, don't forget to put the equipment plate that is also under structures. And now when it comes to weapons, I just put the ones that kind of aesthetically look good on this ship. I did not choose weapons in this build particularly because of the power or damage or anything like that. It was really strictly cosmetic reasons. So feel free, if you don't like it, you can change it to another one. But otherwise, I am using the Class C Matilija's Aerospace AMR300. So that is the one. And in front of that, we have a few more structure parts. So this one is the Nova Cooling. So this is a vanilla structure part. So you're gonna go under to the Nova sections and you're gonna find this one. And I think this is one of the options. When you find it in the menu, is going to look a little bit different in the thumbnail. You're looking for this one, the Nova Cooling 2L. So I am using the middle section only for here. And in front of that, what I have, this is an Avontech reactor. So this one is the reactor. The one on the other end is the graph drive. So these are Avontech ones. And the reactor, of course, you're going to go to your reactor menu and you're going to look for the one that looks like this. And after you put this one in front, we have another structure from Avontech. This is the Glowing 4. And it's pretty easy to find. It is under structures. So on the other side, basically on this side, it is exactly the same with the exception of this one, that is the graph drive. So you go under the graph drive menu and look for the Avontech graph drive that looks like this. In front of that is exactly the same. Now, you may notice that on top of the structure here, the cooling, the Nova cooling, I put a little thingy here. This is a spotlight. It is strictly for decoration, just kind of add a little bit of lighting in when you're in game. So I have one on each end. These are called the Matilija Aerospace Ship Blue Spotlights, and you have in different colors. You will find those under equipment. And you're gonna find the spotlights. I think they are the third item from the top. So you can have two of those if you like. Now in the middle, what I have here, this is a Tiger Cluster Impact. This is a reactor booster. It gives you an additional 50 power on top of whatever reactor that you use. So in this case, I'm using the Avontech one that only gives 38 of power. So just a little bit more boost, which is why I added this one here. And the Tiger Cluster Impact Reactor Booster, it is under structures. You will not find it under reactors. There's also a grab booster. We're not using that. We're just using the reactor booster. And on top of the reactor booster, this is just the Avontech intake. This is a structure part. So you're going to find this one under structures in Avontech, and you're going to see a couple of options. I think this is the first one that shows up, and I am using the third option, and that goes on top. Although feel free to use any of the other options. They all kind of look pretty good. And in front of that, I am using a Avontech radiator that glows in blue. This is not the vanilla one, of course. This is the one from Inquisitor. And you will find a few different colors. I picked the one that is blue. But, if you like other colors, feel free to use those. And in front of the radiator, I have this weapon. This is the Matilija's Class C ACS 100 anti-capital ship. You can only have one of these because it takes 12 of power. I just have it here just for looks, really. It does good damage, but it fires, really slow, but it looks good. So that's why it is here. And here in the middle, we have a couple of Matilija Aerospace Dragon scales. This is some of the new ones. It comes in two different colors. I am using red, but you can also have it in blue. And when you find it under structures, it comes in, different for different angles. So we're getting the one that goes on top, and I have two of them back to back. And behind that, we have the Nova radiator. This is a vanilla radiator in the structures areas. So that does it for kind of this top area that is visible. So let's go to the back. I am adding here a Avontech hub spine in here, just a corridor. And you'll find this under hubs. And below that, I have 2 landing gears. So these are the whole 5 landing gears. These are vanilla landing gears. Make sure that it is going, snapping here in the one in the corner, not in the one in the middle, because here we have other structural parts. So we have 2 structural parts from Matilija. They're the same, just different options. So these are the aerospace 4 nodes. So this is the mid nose. So if I take it and you use the arrows, then you can see the different options. So we have the front one and the middle section in here, and of course on the other side as well. The ship is absolutely symmetric, so everything that you see on one side is going to be exactly the same on the other side. And right in the middle, this is another structural part from Matilija. This is just decoration. This is the Matilija Aerospace armor plate, and you're gonna find this under structures. And I think when you first see it, it's going to be, I think, flip, to the top. So just flip it so that it goes to the bottom. And it also has other options. If you like, the one with the logo, you also have that option as well. I ended up just using this one. And that kind of does it for this section. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think we'll cover everything. So this section is all good. We're gonna now move on to this section, which is the second part of the spine, if you will, of the ship. So let's start here at the front with this part, and we add the other things. So this is a strap cargo hold. This is an empty one. This is a 2x3, and in front is kind of flanked by 2 1x1s. These are just companion ways. These are all vanilla parts. I added 2 shield boosters. These are the Matilija Aerospace shield boosters. You will also find these under equipment. The second item, it is this shield booster. It has another shield booster. I am using this one, and you use the options to kind of flip if you wanna in a different orientation. So I got 2 of those. Then below that, I have an engineering bay. This is an empty one. This is a 3x1 engineering bay. It sits flush with the top. So make sure when you put this engineering bay below, make sure that, it sits flush with this, not with this one, because something else is going to go into this space. And in front of the engineering bay, the 3x1, we are adding the landing bay. And I am using the Matilija's landing bay. This is the LB500, where it has the entrance, straight ahead instead of a ladder. So you have that there. It connects to that. And over here at the back, this is where you're going to put the Derretech stairs that we got. And so this goes here. Make sure you change it so that is the 1x1x2 aft. So that connects basically the bottom 3x1 with the top 2x3. And on top, what I have here is just another shield booster, shield generator. This one is the Tiger T90 shield generator. This is the shield booster. So the shield generator, this one, you will find it under shields menu, and you're just gonna look for the Tiger one. And then the booster, however, you will find it under structures. It is not in the shields menu, but instead in structures, and you will find the booster. So yeah, I just have those 2 things on top. I also added some portholes. If you want, you can add those as well. I also added them for the stairs, in the Derretech. So that is for that section. And let's go to below. We have some landing gears. These are Matilija landing gears. These are the 330CB landing gears. And you have different options. You have the ones where you can attach things to the sides. I am using the ones that have no attachment to the sides. So I have 2 of them on each side. We have 2 here, and I have another 2 here. As you can see, I also added a bunch of portholes below as well. And here in front of the landing gears and at the back, I have these Matilija Aerospace skegs. So I have, 2 here, 2 at the back. You can flip them, and that goes in here. So that does it for this area here. So let's continue. I have another porthole here behind of the stairs. Then here I have another engineering bay. This is a vanilla empty straw 3x1 engineering bay. And this kind of links to the first floor of the stairs, not the second floor. So that goes there. On the side, I have two straw engine bracers. This is to attach these tile landing gears. These are the Pinpoint 3G landing gears. These are all vanilla parts, as well as the structure part, the straw ones. These are all vanilla ones. And here at the back, I added a Nova radiator. So I have two, one on each side. This is structure, this is vanilla part. And here I have another Pinpoint landing gear. So, the different option. When you see it in the menu, you're gonna see this one. You're gonna skip the middle one and just go directly to the back one. So I like it because it has the exhaust engine effect when you're flying. So that's why it's here. And on top of the 3x1, I have two cargo holds. These are the Tiger CH40 cargo holds at 3,915 each. So quite a lot of space. So I have two of those. And here I have four Deimos Wing Cs. These are the ones that glow in blue. These are the ones from the Inquisitor mod. So these are not the vanilla ones. And behind that, I have the Derretech slope. So this is the bottom one. This is one of those parts that you went to Derretech to get. So that goes in here. So just use the variants until you kind of flip it if you have to, until it is in this orientation, and that goes below. Another porthole, a few portholes here below. If you like, you can add those as well. And then at the bottom here, I also have the Docker. This is the Deimos, the 100 dp slim Docker. So that is there. And that is pretty much done with this. So what we can do now is put these all together. And when you put it together, what you're going to do is basically snap with the shield boosters. So you have the shield boosters, and you're gonna leave this section empty because that is where the dome is gonna go. So now that we have all this part, we can just grab this dome, because you're gonna see it has, a small 1x1 below it, and that is what's gonna sit in there. So we're gonna grab it, take it, and boom. So we really have half of the ship pretty much done. So that is this part. And we're gonna continue to with the spine, which is this area here, this section, which kind of goes on top of this area. So let's start with this section. Let's do it. So we're gonna start with the bigger part, which is the Tiger hab. This is the 3x3x2 Frontier. I know that Tiger also has another one that is empty. If you prefer, you can use that as well. I just went ahead with the Frontier one. It's very nicely decorated and it's very functional. So I'm using this one, and this is a hab. So you're gonna find it under the habs menu. I put a radar dish here at the top, and of course there is an equipment plate in between that. This is for radar evasion, to increase your chances of evading contraband. Not necessary, but it's kind of cool. Let's do what's in front. So I have two portholes in the middle. Feel free to put those if you like windows. And then we have two Matilija aerospace scaffolding. These are structures. So you're going to find this under structures. This is the one that you need. And you may also notice I have another one of those spotlights here. And just on top, I just thought that it looks cool for the lights to be shining underneath the bridge, the cockpit. So I put, again, two more of those, one here, one on the other side. And I put another shield booster. Not that the ship needs any more shields, but it's just, I thought, it looks good. So I added another one here. And below that, you're gonna grab those Derretech ramps. So you're gonna put those two in here. Just make sure to flip it until the orientation is correct. And so that is the front of this. You have it, it's pretty much done. Yeah, I think, yeah, that is it for the front. Okay, so let's move to the sides. I have 2 portholes below here, and we're gonna grab another ramp of Derretech. We're gonna put it here. And I use Derretech ramps because of the exterior. I think the gold and the black kind of looks pretty nice. But if you don't like that, you can of course use the ramps from Matilija, which is all black. You know, they look pretty good as well if that is your preference. Otherwise, it's just Derretech, just 2, 1 on each side. And we're putting a few more Derretech parts here. These are the co-links that you got. So we're gonna flip them until they're facing the pointy to the back, 1 at the top, 1 below, and same thing on this side as well. So these are the Derretech structure parts. And behind here we have stairs. So these are the small stairs. This is a 1 by 1 by 2. So this goes here, so it will connect the second floor of the Tiger hub to another hub at the top. Below here, we have 2 more Derretech parts. These are also structures. These are the slopes. So just have them here on the first floor connected to the large hub. I have 2 more portholes here and another porthole here. And over here, I have another radiator. This is a structure again, just for decorations, and more portholes here. And here, what I have is the Avontech Nose B. This is also structures, and you know, just for looks, just so that it's not looking like that at the from the back. So that does it for this section. What we're going to move on to now, which is kind of the most fun part, is the bridge, the cockpit. So this is usually always fun to work on. And I think this might be difficult for you guys to see. So let me separate this even a little bit further so that it makes it easier for you guys. Let me remove this part at the top. Let me get rid of this, and there is a equipment plate that goes in between this weapon. So okay, so let's start with a cockpit, right? And you're gonna grab the Matilija Aerospace, the bridge command. This is the large one, and you're gonna flip it, the variants, until you find this one where it has 1 entrance on the second floor, and then 2 entrance on the sides that goes from the second floor to the first floor. So you're gonna grab that, and what we're gonna do is attach. I attach captain's quarters, a 2x1, but you can attach any 2x1 if you don't want it to be a captain's quarters. So that goes to this one, the middle one, and I put a porthole here at the back of the captain's quarters. And then after that, I have 3 1x1s. These are Matilija Aerospace glass 4-way cross passage hubs, mostly because it's glass, so I just, kind of like it. And you're gonna grab one. One is gonna connect to one of those ramps, and then you're gonna get the other one is gonna connect to the other ramp. So on the other side. And then the one in the middle is just gonna go in the middle. It will connect by the side of the other ones, and a porthole in the middle. So that goes in there. And then we have these 2 Derretech co-links, and they attach to the top, to the hub, to the side at the back. So there you have it. So that is that. And then what we have here, this thing goes on top. Let me remove the weapon a little bit, as well as the weapon plate. So what we have here is a Derretech slope. After that, this is a Matilija Aerospace Dragon scale 1x1x1 top block. This is a structure part. You will find this one under structures. And then at the back, we have another Derretech slope. On the side, we have two Matilija cowlings. So this one facing forward, facing to the back, and same thing on the other side. And the weapons, I use the same weapons that I use here on the first floor here. So these are the same weapons. These are the MR300 Class C from Matilija. So that goes in here. It just, you don't need equipment plates. It can go on the first one or the second one, up to you. It doesn't matter. And then the equipment plate goes on top here, the center block. And then this weapon, this is the TBC-20 from Matilija. This is a Class B. Again, absolutely here on top because of the looks. Not because, I don't know, power. I think it's powerful too. It's not like it's not powerful, but yeah, mostly it was here for looks. And so once you have all of this done, you can highlight the whole thing, and this just goes on top. Oh, actually, I think I made a mistake. Hold on. This goes here. This is, yeah. So my mistake. The two cowlings from Derretech, they were too far out. It was supposed to say flash. I noticed something was off. So my mistake, and easy correction, just move them forward, these two. And once you have that, now we can move this over. And now it is correct. So everything should be sitting flush. And now that everything sits flush, what we're gonna do is move all these over to this side. And the only part that has to connect that you have to pay attention is this one, the center hub of the 1x1. This will connect to the stairs here. It's pretty easy because everything at the back should sit flush. Like this goes in, and yeah, everything should be green and everything should be sitting flush. Nothing coming out or anything like that. And you can see, all these links. So perfect. So now we can also drop this on top here, and then the center will be completely done, and everything sits flush as well. So this edge here should align with the edge here, which are these slopes from Derretech. And so we're gonna grab all of that. Perfect. Everything should be sitting flush and connected. So the ramp is connecting, is touching, the 2x3. And yeah, everything is connected. Wonderful. So all of that is good now. So we can start working on, let's see, let's get rid of the wings, because, it's quite a lot of parts. I'm gonna go slow and it should be pretty easy. Let's do this part first, the snake section, if you will. So we have, let's start from the center. We have a couple of hubs. This is a 3x1 connected via a hub spine to another 3x1. So let's just get that kind of done first. And once you have that done, let's put the Derretech ramp here. It goes in here, just right next to the hub, and this is facing downwards, okay? And after that, let's grab the other Derretech ramp and let's put it at the front, and this is going up, okay, up slope, and we're gonna attach a 2x1 hub to that. I use a computer core MT, and in front of that is the Matilija Aerospace, the ship bar deck, and you will find this one under hubs. It is the third item on the menu, and you're just gonna attach it to the front. On top, another equipment plate and the weapon, the TBC-20. This is the same weapon that is on top of the cockpit. So we're gonna grab that and put it in here. We also have a Matilija Aerospace tail fin. This is a structural part. And then on the sides, I have two Avontech tails, and it goes in there. One on each side. And there you have it. Now below that, we have two Derretech slopes. So grab those slopes that you have. Make sure it's the short one, not the long one. So this is the long one, and we're using the short one. So it goes below, and you can see one facing sloping to the front, the other one slopes to the back. So you have those two. And then here we have two slopes, but now we're going with the long ones. Okay, so same thing as here, but you're gonna flip or use the arrows until you get the variant that is the long one. And that goes below it. So just so you know where it goes, make sure it kind of connects to the slope, and it kind of ends here at the end of the hat spine. Once we have that, we can now go to the back, and to the back, so we are adding behind the 3x1, there is another 1x1. This is a Stroud companionway, and this will connect to another ramp. Now, make sure that this ramp is going above, okay, sloping up instead of stopping down like the other one. And also, of course, I put a bunch of portholes, and behind that, we have an Avontech large tank. So this is a fuel tank. This is the one that has 300 of fuel. So it is just a square. And behind that, I have this decoration. These are the Avontech decorative mini engines. They are not functional. They're just for decoration. And you will find them under structures. And on top, we have another fin. So this is the large one, not the small one. So that goes in here. And so we had the small fin here at the front, and now we have a large fin. So that's that. And now we're going to move on to this part here. So this whole thing will later go on top of this thing and becomes the wing. All these parts are actually very similar. So let's start here in the middle. This is the Matilija Aerospace alternate call port. So we have this is a structural one, and it has different, variants, right? I am using this variant for the first two here, one on this side, one on the other side. And then I am using a different one variant for the one in the middle. So this is a different variant, and you have three different variants. I am using this one, and this one is the same. This is just design choices, really. And here at the back, we have, this is the same, but the variant kind of, facing back. So you're basically grabbing 8 of the same items, but just flipping until you kind of get the variants that you want. So that is this variant. Now in the middle, this is different. So this is the Matilija, the long top nose. So this is a structural one, and yeah, it has a front, middle, and back, and we're using the back one. This happens to really kind of match with the other ones, so that's why it's there. And we have, let me remove the tail a little bit. So we have three different, I guess, 1x1 thingies. So these are all structure. This one is the central top plug. I think this doesn't have, does it have variants? Yeah, it has variants. So I am using this variant, the one with the circle in the middle, and I am using this variant without the circle in the middle. So you have three different options. Four different options. So feel free to choose other ones if you prefer. I ended up with these two. And then here I have a Derretech series frame. I mean, you could replace this with something else if you prefer. You could put another variant of this. I don't know why I put a Derretech. I think it was just a cosmetic choice anyway. So that goes in there. And then we have another Avontech tail. This goes in here. So this snaps to the Derretech part. At the front, we are adding another one of those Derretech slopes. And this is the longer one. And this goes here. And on the side is framed by two Derretech DWS coulings. So those are the other two parts. They go here. So all that top is done. And what we have to look at now are these two, all these Derretech parts that goes in between. So they all attach to the bottom of these parts, and we have a total. I'm going to start with the outside first. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these middle sections. So this is hold on, let me remove one. Let me bring one out so you can see what it is. So this, when you're in the menu, you're gonna find this part. So this is the Avontech glowing. This is the 4, and we're getting just the middle part basically of this, and we're gonna get 5 of those. So they cover all these 3. So all of these will have one below, and then another one in the front, and then another one at the back. And then we're gonna take this. This is the Avontech core. This is a structure part from Avontech. When you see it in the menu, you're gonna see these parts. I think the first one that shows up is this one, and you're just gonna change the variant until you see this one. And this gets attached to the back, one, and then another one gets attached to the front. And then at the front, we're gonna take basically another one of these glow wings, and we're gonna use the very first variant. Instead of the middle variant, we're gonna use the first variant, and that goes in here. Now at the very back of here, there is also this mini engine decorative that goes behind the core at the back. We're gonna now do the other side, the interior side. So the interior side, you're gonna notice that is a little bit shorter, mostly because otherwise it will hit other parts. So we're using only 2. One goes in here, same same level. Everything should be sitting flush, and we have another core and another wing at the front. But then we're gonna leave this area empty, and the reason is because there's a ramp that's gonna hit that area, and then we're gonna leave this one. Okay, so we leave this one empty. We're gonna put another one here, and then we're gonna finish it off with the one that's facing to the back. So this goes in there. So now we're gonna grab this, and then you're gonna go in. Okay, there, perfect. So now it is sitting flush. So all this should align. And again, we left one empty because of the ramp is in the middle. So now what we're gonna do is we can actually start putting this together. So we're gonna grab this whole wing, and we can highlight everything. And here's how you're going to align things. This ramp is gonna hit this door here. This is the Tiger, the 3x3x2. So that should hit there. And then this one in here should hit this Stroud companionway. This is the 1x1. If everything's correct, if you follow everything and it is like this, all this should align with no problem. So once you put it in, that locks, and this kind of locks here as well. All of this should be all in one piece. Perfect. So now you have all of these almost done. And now the other side, it is exactly the same. The wing is completely symmetrical, other than you flip it. Basically, you have the stairs, the ramps, facing the other side, and all of that. The rest should be exactly the same. So, I mean, I don't think I need to go over this, right? I mean, yeah, it's all the same. So you can just basically do everything that you did on the other side, but, make sure that these ramps are facing in. So we're going to grab this and all these together at the top. Everything sits flush. Perfect. And we're going to grab it. They should link with the top. Below, it should link with the 1x1. So perfect. So we are very much almost complete. So we have that, and we only need these top wings, if you will, and also they are symmetric. And this is a little bit easier. So let me remove these two parts at the top so you can see what's going on. What we have here is 2x2. I have a living quarters here on this side. I think on the other side I have actually a battle station. Yeah, a battle station. Although feel free, to use others. So we have that, and here we have a 1x1. This is a Stroud companion way. And here we have a structure part. This is a vanilla structure part. This is the Stroud nose cap E, and all that goes in front. And here we're adding one of those new Matilija Aerospace large corner decks. So you will find these under hubs, and that just links to the 1x1. So there's entrance here, and this just connects there. Then on this side, we're gonna add another Derretech ramp. So, and this is sloping downwards. On the other side, we have another one of those Avontech cores. So same as the ones that we did on the wing, it's just this one. It links here with the living quarters. And then in front, we're adding the Avontech glow wing. This is the 4-1, just like we did on the previous wings. And just like we did on the previous wings, we also have an Avontech decorative mini engine. By the way, I built this before Avontech released one of the new mods. I forgot what it was called, but one of Avontech's new free mods also has the decorative mini engines, except that when you're flying, you actually have the jet effect. This one that I'm using here, they do not have the jet effect. Just a note if you prefer to see the jet effects in game. Anyway, moving forward. So I also am using the Tiger engines. These are the Tiger Warp 2 engines. I like these engines. They look good, and they give you a lot of power. So we have two side by side. And on top, what we are doing is just adding two of these massive Matilija, very large 4-nose tops. So you have two of those, and you're gonna just highlight all of that and put it here, and it will kind of cover the whole thing. And I have two more at the back, at the bottom. So there's two, just like the top ones, but you flip them to the bottom, and then you attach them, and that is it. So this ramp will connect to this ramp. So one ramp is not enough. So this ramp that we left previously is the one that's gonna connect to that. So this one's pretty easy. So it's just a ramp to another ramp, and there you have it. So perfect. And with the other area, so this is exactly the same. It's just flip, right? So you have that on the outside, the ramp, and you're gonna see the engines here, the 2x2, and the hub here, the structure outside. So all that is exactly the same as the other side. So nothing different. So pretty simple. Once you're done, again, connect one ramp to another ramp, and there you have it. Sorry it took so long to get this build done. I have another build plan. Hopefully I can get it soon. So if you like ship builds as well as supporting my channel, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Otherwise, thank you all for watching. Enjoy the game. Have a wonderful 2025. And I see you all in the next video.